my sister saw on the sidewalk in her neighborhood.
I got
Hey, do you want it?
well, remember when big screens were like really, really big and heavy, and you had to like, had to have room in your home for it.
Yeah.
That's how there was one. I used to sell televisions at American Appliance, and I remember selling one, and the guy was like, and we charged to get rid of things. He's like, "You're going to charge me to get rid of it? I'll give it away." I'm like, "I'll take it."
And go ahead, because otherwise you have to pay us.
That's right. So I went. The thing was huge, and my wife at the time was really pissed off because we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, and the thing took up most of the living room. But I had my PlayStation hooked up to it, and I was happy.
All right, so that's still pro.
Marshall there was a giant flat screen in his room that his previous roommate, what was his name? Dan?
Mm-hmm.
He was on the show a couple times, Mike. Can't remember his name. Anyways, it was his, and I think it had something wrong with one of there was a block of pixels on it that was bad. But I think Marshall wound up throwing it away or selling it at a yard sale or something. I don't remember. I don't know where it went to, but not here anymore. Anyways,
it's fascinating, Pete.
Well, I mean, like the TV that I have in my room that has survived for, I don't know, good like 3 or 4 years now. My sister called me one day and said, "Hey, we grabbed this off the sidewalk. It had a post-it on it that said free. We dragged it inside, hooked it up to a Chromecast just to make sure it worked, and everything works fine on it. And like I said, it's been surviving for several years now. It's not exactly a light TV, but it's not like gargantuan like the projection screen TVs of yesteryear.
Yeah.
But always cracks me up to see those memes or whatever or posts of, yeah, my buddy got this free flat screen, and it's like an old KFC menu.
Yeah.
They hook it up and all, it's got whatever the KFC menu stuck on it.
My video back on.
Why didn't it save that?
Why didn't it save what? Well, because those menus are just monitors.
No, when I did the top oh no, it's on the show. Never mind. I was gonna say, keep in mind, I left a second page on the show sheet that has your shitty commercial links in there if you want to use that to pop them up, so that they're right in front of us.
Oh. Let's see. It's poorly. Sheet.
I took a page out of your book, Mike, this week. Look, I have a sheet of paper with the first things printed on it, and yeah.
Where'd you get a printer from?
I've had a printer. It's almost out of ink though. Like it's virtually about to give up. Like it cut out a little bit on the top text. If you can, let me make it see this. See, cut out a little bit on it.
Yeah.
It's about to run out of ink. It's an old, it's a Canon Pixma MG 6128 or 6182, something like that. I picked it up. I got it Staples one day.
Anybody's joining in, we are the Media Virus Podcast. We are getting ready to start recording.
And Pete is raving on and on.
Pete is rambling on about his printer. I know this is fascinating. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Pete. I know all the people at home.
No, it's quite all right.
Riveted to your story.
Yeah, riveted to my story. I recognize some of those laughs.
Yeah.
Is that our own laugh track?
That's it was a dungeon laugh track. But there's a good chance that the three of us are all on it. I know I am, and Pete probably is. That was one of those things I just kept layering and layering and layering as I got new bits. Mm. Ugh. Oh. Mm.
Wet my whistle.
What the fuck was that?
I'm
You
reading.
fart?
No, I'm smirking. I'm reading over your monologue.
Oh. Oh, I'm glad I got a chuckle. I didn't realize. I forgot I shared that with everybody, and I used the same document over and over again.
Lord, how do I get rid of all these stupid pop-ups? Bro.
The home of challenge pissing.
Oh, look.
That's what we need to do.
Whoa. Whoa. Where'd everybody go?
So, how we doing on this? I'm sure this is fascinating for everybody.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah. Audio recording's running.
Woohoo!
All right, let's go then. What?
When you're
Oh
ready.
yeah, it's Pete. Pete, you ready?
It's me. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm looking at you guys like, So this week on the Media Virus podcast, accused Air India pisser offers defense. Wasn't me. She peed on herself. Tennessee cop claims open marriage, bangs the rest of the force. Bird with a backpack full of meth turns out to be a stool pigeon. All this, space rescue, Twitter handles for sale, Maddie's chilling report on rock, paper, scissors, more news, Maddie's TikTok nonsense corner, and just the tips on this, the 115th episode of the Media Virus podcast.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us with executive producer Mike Latoris. We're going to start over. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
Grease Monkey Pete.
Damn, Big Daddy.
Here's the thing about the Media Virus podcast. It's really well done.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Maddie Rockdeath.
Oh, damn. Do we have a show for you people this week? I am Maddie Rockdeath. Welcome to episode 115 of the Media Virus Podcast. Please like, subscribe, follow, and share. The Reverend and Professor Mike Latoris is still not vocally perfect yet, so we're continuing with last week's format by forcing the Grease Monkey to learn how to read. And we would like to thank Jane Goodall for all of her hard work and research. It came in very handy. So it occurs to me as I was going through the link list that is extremely rare occurrence for our ADHD rattled world that a story has any staying power, especially for it to make it to the top 3 teaser for 2 weeks in a row. Not only did it make it, I think it was the top of the top 3 in both weeks. And not only here at the Media Virus Podcast do we have a special place in our hearts for public urination stories, but also rich dudes getting comeuppance stories are always warm the cockles of my heart. And but this story is just the gift that keeps on giving, because we might have a crappy old lady that pissed herself and made him the fall guy, which I say kudos, Karen. Kudos, because if that guy drank so much that you pissed yourself, he really has a problem.
Yep.
Pete, you want to, or do we going to do the intro?
Yeah, I put together a news intro for Pete.
There we go.
Media Virus News.
You read over this part, Pete.
What? I got to read over this? Damn it.
Now you go.
Man who has been arrested for allegedly peeing on a co-passenger on an Air India flight from New York has now claimed that the elderly woman urinated on herself. Shankar Mishra denied the 70-year-old complainant's report that claimed that the former Wells Fargo employee urinated on her in an inebriated state at a New Delhi court. The 34-year-old reportedly unzipped his pants and urinated on the complainant in the business class section of the Indian national carrier during a November 26th flight from New York's JFK airport. He is currently in judicial custody, the Times of India reported on Friday. Mishra's lawyer, while defending in court, said, I did not urinate on the complainant. The complainant's. I'm not even gonna. Oh, I almost went there. The complainant's
What?
woman. The complainant woman's seat was blocked. It wasn't possible for him, Mishra, to go there. The woman has a problem of incontinence. She urinated on herself. She is a Kathak dancer, and 80% of Kathak dancers have this issue, the report added.
All right, so now we're just spreading stereotypes about Athic dancers.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right thing to do. Pete, why don't you go ahead and turn on the YouTube and check on see if anybody's in there. But is there anything in the story about where the urine like was or landed?
No, I read through the whole article, and I was looking for just that, is where it landed. But they brought up some important details. Was that I'm rolling down here through it. Was that neither of the passengers on either side of the lady seemed to notice or have any reaction.
Okay. So I threw Mike and I don't know if Mike saw the article, but I threw Mike an article on a private chat because I was thinking about this, and I'm like, all right, this guy walks up and pisses on this woman, and I was like, how long does an average pee session take? And when I looked it up, when I asked that question, I found out that every mammal, regardless of bladder size, pees for approximately 21 seconds. 21 seconds.
Scientists refer to it as the law of urination.
The law of urine. Just out of sheer curiosity, there's a law that states that your bladder will empty. Every mammal's bladder will empty in 21 seconds. And volume, none of that matters. Now, I would venture to say that I've taken longer leaks than that. Like I've been like, Jesus.
Well, yeah, I think this is an average.
No, but it's saying everyone does it all. It's like the law of urination takes 21 seconds. So, I mean, let's start with that as the minimum. Let's not even give that as a given, because this could be a propaganda piece by Big Urine. So I'm not going to take this at face value, but let's say that's the starting point or the average, 21 seconds.
Average. That's it. Later on,
now,
the average.
I understand that this is India, but it's business class. So somebody at least has a T-Mobile sidekick. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody can pull out their Motorola Razr and take some shitty grainy, Dude, I once watched a video of an Indian train, and in India, they will just climb like on the outside of the train. And I watched a video of a man reaching up. He's standing on top, and he went to go grab the wire just to like hold on, which is the dumbest, because that's where all the power. I watched a man die at 21. I was 21 when I saw it, but this was like a grainy, now video is everywhere. Everybody has video. If there was any like, oh, is that guy pissing? The first thing I'm going to do is, picture of this. Somebody had it, dude. So, yeah. Now, I would say now the other side of that is where the offense occurred. In
the air.
No, well, yeah, maybe, but oh, fuck, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, no. So if the stain was on her shirt, right, then obviously it wasn't her.
Right.
I mean, unless she went and contorted herself into an amazing, thing. But if the stain's like, where you would expect like a stain, to be, then it's obvious, that. But this guy was so so hammered that he was like, I don't even know if he didn't realize if he pissed on her or not before he, you know.
But I mean, she was a Catholic dancer.
What is a Catholic dancer?
It's funny you should ask. I noticed that was a thing, so I did a quick Google search, and turns out that it appears to be a form of Indian folk dancing. And they,
That's neat.
yeah,
Those are pretty dresses.
yeah.
I mean, those are pretty. Like, isn't that like just like a formal? It just looks like a formal gown. Like I don't mean. I'm just saying when you see Indian celebrations, they bright colors.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I'm not real sure why those people are famed to urinate upon themselves, but I guess that's what they say.
I think that he is just using deflection. I mean, it's or his own bias. I mean, if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. But we don't have to bring the woman's career into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of a woman's career, there was a woman that blew her career and several colleagues.
Among other things. Among other things.
Now, was she the only one that lost her job?
No.
No, they all did.
Okay, good.
Let's see what we got here. Where did it go? There we go. The Tennessee cops fired after wild sex romps with female officer. A married Tennessee cop allegedly engaged in wild sex with several of her male colleagues, some while they were on duty.
Well, I mean, not for nothing, but I think wild sex is, what's the word I'm looking for?
Subjective.
Objective. That's the word I'm looking for.
Subjective.
It's subjective. It's subjective. It's subjective.
Right.
What's wild to me might not necessarily be wild to you, and what's wild to you might not necessarily be wild to me, right?
Well, see if any of this is wild.
I mean, if you think having a threesome with a dude and his wife is wild, then that's wild. If you don't think it's wild, if that's like Tuesday, then it's Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Well, Pete's got a few examples to
See if you think any of this is wild, Matty. It says patrol officer Megan Hall is accused of having sex with her colleagues as well as sending dirty pictures, bragging about the size of one of her fling's genitals, whipping her top off at a hot tub party, and engaging in a sex act with two officers at their small town precinct and the police gym while they were on the clock.
When you say two officers, were these separate occasions or was the two at the same time?
I believe it was two individual times, but they were both. It was the same building, but with one each of them.
I mean, they found a good place. She found a good place to give a blowjob where nobody would catch her.
Apparently, like a nice dark corner, or like a whatever. It said Hall, who claimed to be in an open marriage, was terminated along with Sergeant Lewis Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant Ty McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields, according to a December internal probe. Let's see. I'm trying to find some where it lists all the different places. Here we go. Two other officers, Patrick Magliocco and Larry Holliday, who also engaged in sexy time with Hall, were suspended but kept their jobs. The outlet reported, aside from the station, the hot hookups took place at hotels and parties, at other officers' houses, and on a boat. The investigation began after the town's mayor, Jason Cole, received a tip that Hall was sleeping with several of her fellow officers and engaged in a threesome with Magliocco and his wife.
Now, how did this person know that she engaged? Now, there's a thing called.
I'm pretty sure it was her husband, the park ranger.
Oh yeah. Here, one of the other articles that we got on tap here is about the husband, the park
he was
ranger hubby.
he was a park ranger. The
Yeah.
first time I ever heard anybody tell me a story about getting in trouble by a park ranger, he was out. This kid was out, with weed in the Pine Barrens, and he got pulled over by a park ranger. And I was like, "Park ranger?" And he goes,
What? It wasn't when you were watching Yogi? Hey, Yogi.
"No." Well, I mean, yeah,
Sorry.
but I mean, someone actually getting I thought park rangers were just there to help people. Like, I didn't think they arrested people. You know what I mean? I just thought they got you out if the place caught fire or something. I thought like firemen, like for the forest.
Too.
He's like, "No, they're the cops of the forest, man."
They are.
And I'm like,
They are the cops of the forest. Exactly.
and I was just like, "That's terrible. The forest has cops. I go to the forest to get away from cops." You know what I mean?
Huh.
But so he's a wannabe cop, and he's just like, and he wanted to create a couple openings. Is what he wanted. You know what I mean? So he told me throw her into the bus, then he can have the good job. She didn't get fired from being. She didn't get fired from being a park
what they're
ranger.
saying is he was, let's see, the husband of the tennis cop who was fired for having sex with 6 other officers is a Wholesome State Park Ranger. Jedediah Hall.
Jebediah or
Megan Hall
Jedediah?
said that Jedediah. Jedediah Hall. Megan Hall said that she and her husband, Jedediah Hall, were in an open marriage, although he did not seem to be on board.
He's like, "Yeah, I mean, we said it was open, but,
Yeah,
I was having a conversation with a friend earlier about like the phrase or the term open marriage that has different definitions for different people.
Yeah.
That, and he may not have been on board, but there was some details in here that he swapped. He and Megan, they swapped partners with another couple in the police, on the force. It was Magliocco and his wife. Magliocco. Let's see, what's his name?
Well, I mean, I don't think it. But this is the problem. Okay, the police department finally finds a person who team player. Okay, team player, rugged. Okay, apparently fearless. Obviously not racist. She does not discriminate based on color. Her ovaries work the League of Nations. Okay, so, and they find this person, a team builder. What's a better team building exercise than swapping partners with your partner? You're swapping partners with your partner. It's a beautiful thing, and they just discard these people. It's this is where's the camera? Here it is. This is the patriarchy. It'd be like Morton Downey Jr. Wish I still smoked. Actually, I have that thought every day. It's like, I wish I still smoked. God, I want a cigarette so bad.
I'm with you there, Maddie.
You still quit?
Yeah, I haven't smoked since August.
Since August. Good for you, man.
Good
for you. We are coming up on my volunteer anniversary because my last cigarette was January 8th, right? But I was hospitalized, so I had no choice, and I was hospitalized for 11 days. So on the 12th day after the 8th, which would be the 20th, I will have voluntarily not smoked for a year.
Oh, okay.
So
good job. I mean,
yeah, especially for like my lungs itch talking about it. I don't know. I think we're all ex-smokers. I think we all know what that means. Like my lungs itch. Hey, how many times did I turn to you guys and say, my lungs are turning pink, I'm gonna go outside?
Right.
I'm gonna
go.
I
can't have this shit.
I'm gonna go get some cancer.
Yeah, I need cancer. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, my lungs are feeling way too healthy at the moment.
Because they say all this shit's gonna kill you. Drinking's gonna kill you, smoking's gonna kill you, coffee's gonna kill you. All this shit's gonna kill you, but they don't tell you. It does it really slowly, and it's gonna hurt the whole time. You know what I mean? And it's gonna take 20 years to do it. The whole 20 years is gonna fucking suck. That's what they don't. Or it's like, oh, it takes 10 years off your life. Yeah. It takes it takes that final 10 years. Like instead of dying at 86, you die at 76. But the 30 years between 46 and 76 were absolute shit. And that's the kick in the ass that I think that, because it's like, oh, you die young. Okay, fuck it. But then, it's like that sign. There was a sign outside of I think a power plant or one of those real high voltage generators. And it said, this not only will kill you, it'll hurt the whole time you're dying. I thought that was an absolutely terrific sign.
Yeah, it's the sign you want to see. I mean, you know better at that point. It doesn't. It's not just caution. It's like, okay, here's what's really going to happen.
The last time I went to the Poconos, at my my parents' spot in the Poconos, there's a sticker on the dumpster compactor of just a severed hand.
Yeah.
And there's red. It's in black and red. I sent that to when we used to do the dungeon. I said it, and I just thought it was so funny. I love signs like that. They're the best.
Yep. So you mentioned your volunteer anniversary.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought that up because some people are forced to quit other much more addictive things than cigarettes when they go to jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some people, find a way to fight back against that. And I think that's where we're going in our next story, Pete.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My computer's not cooperating with me today.
This story was sent to us by Lewis Nelson of the Lewis Nelson Report, and
fantastic.
He was fascinated by it. I think Stanford or Bill sent one. Did you?
Oh, I know a little something about pigeons. So
now we have been talking at the shop. We've been talking about getting into pigeon racing.
Okay, I can advise you a little bit on that. It's really a neat sport.
It is. I think we had talked about it, and I know one guy is really into it. I'm like, but he's convinced that you have to go buy like champion pigeons, and I'm like, dude, there's pigeons everywhere.
There are, but you definitely want some champion pigeons. The pigeons that are everywhere, not so much.
Yeah, but these other pigeons, like this one pigeon that was caught in a prison yard with a tiny backpack of meth.
Now, was it sewn onto him?
Oh, this is great.
Well, let's see. It says pigeons have a long history of transporting drugs and also wearing tiny backpacks, apparently.
Well, I mean, that was our first form of communication was carrier pigeon. I mean, we're just going back to basics.
Yeah, well, the true carrier pigeon is actually extinct, but you can use what's left to pull the deal. This is a pigeon wearing a little backpack full of meth here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that thing sewn to him?
No, he's got little.
If you let me read the article.
Okay. Well, fucking start, man.
Oh. So a pigeon found in a Canadian prison yard with a tiny backpack filled with meth is carrying on a decades-long tradition of avian drug smuggling. The pigeon was captured at the Pacific Institution in Abbotsford, British Columbia in late December, according to the CBC. John Randall, Pacific Regional President of the Union for Canadian Correctional Officers, told the CBC the bird was in an inmate yard when officers on site noticed that it had a tiny package on its back. That package contained 30 grams of meth. That they had to corner it, Randall said. You can imagine how that would look trying to catch a pigeon. He said they captured the bird after a lengthy period of time, seized the drugs, and set it free.
What's funny is
Corrections Canada is investigating the incident, according to media reports.
Now, did they take the backpack too?
I
mean, that's
yeah.
I'm moving down through this article. This was the only article I didn't really get all the way through today.
How the hell did you not read this? This is one of the best articles. So,
well, because I was reading the copious amount of articles that Mike sent me about
Megan,
about Megan Hall. You can't
brutal.
You can't take like two clicks on the internet.
No, you literally can't. That poor girl's face is. I mean, that poor girl's face is all over the internet, and that poor guy.
The memes that are coming out of
I know it's
every outlet.
But I mean, you know, it's funny because it's ingenious, but it's also like so archaic. It's so
Yeah.
you know, we're just getting back to these basics. It's the easiest way to smuggle. I feel like you could do more. Like 30 grams at a time is a tough push. You're not. I mean, it makes a lot of money in prison. Don't get me wrong. It's worth what 400 or 500 times more.
We'll see.
But
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
dude, if we trained some fucking geese, dude, right? We could do kilos at a time.
We could do some weight.
We could move weight, dude, or like an ostrich. Oh wait, ostriches don't fly.
Ostriches don't fly.
So we'll put them in penguins, dude.
Like they're the largest.
Don't fly either.
No, we'll launch them with catapults, dude.
Why do you want to smuggle drugs with flightless birds? That's just dumb. They're walking.
Just set us up to fail, Maddie.
No, dude. No prison guard is going to think anything of an ostrich walking past the fence, waiting there to be pet.
It's my emotional support ostrich.
I don't think that works in prison.
Hey, Bob. There's a penguin at the gate. Let him in.
Was this Batman?
Not a penguin. That's a nun.
There's a good way to sneak in drugs too.
Bob, there's 3 nuns at the gate. Dude, they're penguins. They're penguins.
What's going on here? But no, like pigeons would do. Like pigeons are great, but I mean, if we could seriously, I feel like a geese could fly some weight.
Yeah, but
you know,
but you expect to see pigeons kind of all over the place.
I want to see some guy try to wrestle a backpack onto a geese.
Dude.
That's got to be some fun.
Dude, I got it better. This is it, dude. Dude, we're gonna make a fortune. We're gonna feed birds the meth. They're gonna fly over the prison, and they're gonna shit meth out. It's perfect. There's no flaws in this whatsoever. We just have to keep the geese over the prison the whole time. So we're going to tie a string to the fence. Wait a minute. This is going to become a bad idea.
So we cover the roof of the prison in bread.
The hardest part here is you have to get the pigeons to fly to a particular spot. They have to have a reason to go back. And typically that's their family. That, you know, they have their nest there. They know that their mate and their eggs are there. That's why they go back.
So the pigeon is prison.
Right. The pigeon has to know. So you've got to get the pigeon out of the prison. So somebody has to know that this pigeon was from the prison and get it. Have it hand.
I think the backpack gave it away.
Have it hand trained enough that it can, you know, you can just walk up and, hey, pigeon, and get it. Put a backpack full of meth on it and then let it go. Not impossible, but you have to have an inside guy that's friendly with pigeons to get you to the point where you can actually, you know, you take the pigeon, you hand train it, and then you get it to a point where somebody can go to the gate and call it using, you know, the, hey, pigeon, whatever you use to call your birds, and get it to come to you so you can pick it up and put the backpack on it.
Well, if all good prison movie archetypes, you know,
Birdman
pan out, there is always a guy at prison who has a cage full of pigeons, you know. So like, we rely on that.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, yearlings will fly up to 300 miles, and then the
pigeons can fly up to 700 miles a day, according to the Pigeon Control Resource Center.
Yes,
700.
That's what they call old birds. That's, you know, once after they're a year old. But yearlings, they race up to 300 miles, 300 or 400 miles, and then, you know, old birds go up to like 600 miles, 700 miles.
Well, that is fascinating. After the break, as we're coming up on the break, after the break, we're going to be, I guess we'll be analyzing, there's a hot report on rock, paper, scissors that I thought would be interesting to get into for some reason. I don't know. We're going to talk about cockroach milk. And there's another thing we were going to get into. You can give us a call. Yeah, if you want to give us a call, you can give us a call at 646 virus 01. It's 1646 virus 01. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about if you call. We're not going to make you talk about what we're talking about. But you can do that. And you can check us out, everything Media Virus at themediavirus.com. But if you don't want to do that, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on the other thing that Apple podcast. And there's anywhere you find podcasts, you can find the audio version of the show. YouTube, we're here. We got 62 subscribers and we're going strong. That's about it. Did I miss anything, Mike?
No, I think that's about it.
If you want to send me an email, you can send me an email at Maddie@themediavirus.com.
Yeah.
Grease Monkey at themediavirus.com. No, Pete.
Nope, just Pete.
It's just Pete. Pete. So just boring fucking Pete.
Pete.
Not PEET.
No.
Not PEAT.
No.
It's PTE. Not PTSD. PET. PTSD.
PET and 2 E's. You got to figure out how it goes, though.
Yeah, that's it. It's Pete at mediavirus.com. And you can email Mike, I think, right?
Yes, PML at themediavirus.com.
There you go. So that's fun. And we'll be back right after a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, we will.
So we were taking a break.
What are you showing us here, Mikey?
I'm not.
It's me, and I went stupid. Here we go.
Fuck you, Baltimore! If you're dumb enough to buy a new car,
Okay.
You're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars. Bad deals. Cars that break down. Thieves. If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker. You'll fall for this bullshit. Guaranteed. If you find a better deal, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass. Bring your tray. Bring your title. Bring your wife. We'll fuck
I can't understand why this didn't make it to air.
You're fucked 6 ways from Sunday. Take a hike to Big Bill Hell. Home of challenge pissing. That's right. Challenge pissing. How does it work? If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet, you get no down payment. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off. Only at Big Bill Hell. The only dealer that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, asshole. This event ends the minute after you write us a check. And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker. Go to hell. Big Bill Hell's Cars. Baltimore's filthiest. And exclusive on one of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
Home of challenge pissing.
You got to piss 6 feet
Straight up in the air and not get wet.
straight up in the air.
And you're muted.
I'm not.
No,
I was. I turned. My wife was knocking on the door to deliver me dinner.
What you got?
Chicken and pickled ginger.
Nice.
You hear it?
Mm-hmm. And ironically, I don't want to claw my eyeballs out.
Yeah, I know. Do we have time for another sponsor break?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's
I'm
see what
having an issue getting this to save, so yeah.
we'll go to our next. I don't know why I can't keep the show sheet.
I had like 15 different tabs open, and every time I picked on one, it was like, "Sorry, you can't. You have to wait for this one." I'm like, "What? I need it now."
Welcome to my hell.
Well, see, I'm learning all these things that you guys deal with. I'm like, technology. Croc.
I know. I had this idea this was going to go really smooth. Here we are.
I don't know why. I bet I do know why. I'm gonna have to do some maintenance on the old drive here and move some shit around again.
Mm.
I think I'm getting to the point where,
Getting full.
yeah, I think my laptop's getting full again. Gotta move some stuff out on the outboard.
Yeah, last week when I was having those problems and you guys were helping me through it, and I went in and like checked the cache, and I was like, all right, let me, it asks you like for dates you want to clear back to, and I was like, well, I want to clear everything like that I've done on this computer. I said, let me just clear out everything before I own it.
All right, here's the next
none of that
sponsor.
interests me.
Hi, I'm Gary at the one and only Gary's Mattress. Now with locations in Koreatown and Little Tokyo. We are karate are chopping up prices just for you. Even we would buy it. At Gary's Mattress, we're blowing up prices. Man on horse, bring good. For treatment at Gary's Mattress, I'd be very surprised. We're scalping prices. If you find a mattress at a better price, I'll kick a puppy and punch a kitten. Just for you.
Wow.
Come on down to Gary's Mattress Outlet. He'll kick a puppy and punch a kitten just for you.
Did you see the mustache on that Arabian guy?
Yeah.
I feel like that mustache could have given your pomp like a run for its money.
Yeah, there's some Tom Selleck
That's
mustaches out there.
That's an insult to the pompadour. If I ever heard one.
I've seen some mustaches out there, though. Some of these weird hipsters that have the crazy waxed up shit that they take to contests. Crazy.
I was exposed to mustache culture in high school. One of my teachers, I can't exactly remember what, I think he taught, gosh, what did he teach? I don't remember, but his name was Mr. Wolanski. And he had, it was a handlebar, but he had like extra wax in the ends or something. Yeah. And it was always neat to see, like, when you came into class, if he did anything different with it, whatever.
I worked in a sandwich shop, and one of our regular customers came in. He, like, not only did he do handlebars, but they came around. They were badass. But if you saw him, like if he ran in out of the rain, hanging down, it was the funniest damn thing. He would go straight Fu Manchu.
We still waiting for this thing to save or what?
No, I'm good. I just started running the check. Yep, we've got a recording.
Where did you find those gems, Maddie?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've known about them for a very long time. Big Bill Hell has been around, like, that thing is as old as the internet. And the legend is that it was made for a used car dealer convention or a car dealer convention.
Had to be.
For advertising. And it was made as a joke.
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
got a hold of it and put it on the internet.
Oh, what a give that guy an award.
And Gary's Mattress Outlet has been, I think, on every clip show since 2008. I just thought it would be funny.
I think there was one of those links I added. I don't remember what it was, but I added one.
Was it bad insurance commercials?
Yes.
Because I was looking for the
It was bad.
I was looking for the Lunchable commercial. Well, we got one more block to go.
Okay.
All right, let's bring us back into this one.
You're up, Pete.
I'm up. So on this block, we've got Maddie's report on rock, paper, scissors. The infection team remembers Captain Robbie Knievel. And in more news, we have Space Rescue, Fogarty buys back catalog, and roach milk.
All right, let's dig into the. Why don't you go ahead and share the screen there, Mike? And let's dig into this rock, paper, scissors controversy.
Yeah. This is Maddie's chilling report on rock, scissors, and how to win always.
Variations of the game rock, paper, scissors has been settling arguments for I don't know how many what that says. I can't read it.
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years. But like most things, this game is more than just random chance. It's a battle of patterns, psychology, and statistics, as Mike have pointed out. But not our Mike. Different. I'm not say that. So while it might be too late to assert your playground dominance, here's what the statistic research and experts have to say about winning the game of all games. According to the World Rock, Paper, Scissors Society, Pete, look up if that's a real thing. Going rock first is a rookie move that is particularly common. Is a particularly common initial move by men. In their words, they say it has a lot to do with the idea of rock is perceived as a strong and forceful. So guys tend to fall back on it. That didn't help. I'm sorry.
It is a real thing.
Okay.
World Rock, Paper, Scissors Association.
So guys tend to fall back on the rock. Therefore, presuming you're playing someone who knows their stuff, they argue you should go scissors first, as your opposing player will guess that you go rock. So if you're a man and you're going to throw rock, paper, scissors, you want to throw scissors because everybody commonly, it's a common rookie to throw rock first. A lot of people do it, especially kids. Rock, because you feel like a rock could go right through the piece of paper. You know what I mean? But
paper covers rock.
Paper covers rock, scissors cuts paper. So if you're up against somebody who knows their shit, assume they're going to throw paper first. You throw them scissors, you cut that paper, and you won that shit, man. Researchers from Zhejiang University, specializing in the field of game theory, conducted a study, looked at the patterns that people tend to play within. They recorded the results of 360 students playing about 20,000 rounds of games. As an incentive, the researchers paid the students money if they won. Across all the games, the three actions came up approximately a third of the time, as you would expect. However, they did notice a distinct pattern in people's tactics. The researchers said people who were winning tended to stick more with their actions. On the other hand, if people had just lost, they tend to follow a cycling pattern of going rock to paper to scissors. Okay, so if you're losing, again, that perception that rock is the heaviest, the heaviest thing, that puts you in a situation where you become predictable. You're going to go bang, 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 and you're going to get beaten every time. Okay, right. So you want to stay away from those patterns. Okay. If you want to win with this knowledge, it also depends whether or not your opponent knows knowledge as well. But presuming they don't, it's safe to say that you should preempt them by playing the same hand again if they just beat you. That's always been one of my times. Then come the mind games. Just like a game of poker, just like a game of, poker, you can easily psych opponents out with your Machiavellian power of suggestion. The World RPS say the age-old tactic of announcing which hand you will play can prove to be a helpful trick. They say as long as you are not playing someone who actually thinks you are bold enough to telegraph your throw and then actually deliver it, can eliminate the throw that beats the throw you are telegraphing. So if you announce rock, your opponent won't play paper, which means coming out with the scissors will give you, at worst, a stalemate, and at best, the win, baby. The win, baby, at rock, paper, scissors. Or
win.
Otherwise known as Rochambeau. And finally, when all else is lost, your safest bet is paper because it statistically only gets delivered 29.6% of the time, very slightly less than 33.33% you would expect. So, what have we learned here? Absolutely nothing.
Well,
thank you for your time.
According to in the Big Bang Theory, Sheldon has added Lizard and Spock to the game.
I was going to bring that up,
which changes things dramatically.
Well, it goes from a game of 3 to a game of 5. The
rock, paper, scissors, Lizard, Spock.
Lizard, Spock. But I've seen people throw in like dynamite and fire. A couple of different, weird variations.
Rochambeau is rock, paper, scissors.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Anything else is a bastardization. What's the word I'm looking for?
You want to know? So if you want to see how this game is truly played, go to the WRPSA YouTube channel. What? There's like I'm seeing plenty of videos here.
Share your screen, Pete. Share your screen. Just show us. Just show us.
I can't. I'm on my computer. You're on my phone.
Okay, so let's see what I can find here.
If you just go to YouTube, if you're on YouTube over there, if you go to the World Rock Paper Scissor Association, WRPSA, they have a channel. They've got logos. They've got merchandise.
Dude, Mike. Well, let's be rock paper scissors announcers.
Yeah, we should do a show.
All right, and Paco is walking up. He's the one in the red shorts. He's getting ready. He's loose. All right, they're coming up on the first throw. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and Paco threw his scissors. Oh my God! Why would you throw a rock? That's such a rookie move. Just like that.
The World Rock Paper Scissors Association.
There it is.
This is unbelievable. There are only 385 subscribers. Listen, guys. I want to see the subscribership rise by 66, guys. What's 385 plus 66? 80. It's
I just
that's
added
15.
us.
What's that?
I just added us.
Just that. Oh, I don't see it yet. So, there's 386. Wait, the rock paper scissors shoot song. You see that?
I didn't see there was a song.
There's a fucking song.
Oh no! Look at that! Oh yeah, look at that! There's a song.
It's an Edith Piaf parody.
Pierre écrase ciseaux coupe le papier et papier couvre pierre. Si
I just want to say that I'm really glad I'm high for this.
Pierre écrase ciseaux coupe le papier et papier couvre pierre. C'est pour moi, c'est meilleur. souvenir.
So that's interesting, right?
Is it? Is it? I was hoping that would be better.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like,
at least not in French.
it's not anything close to fly, eagles, fly.
Oh, please.
to the
I'm going to come
road
over
to
there and I'm going to punch you in the
victory.
mouth.
Why
Good,
do you
no.
need a road? The eagles fly. You don't need a road. They just go straight to their destinations. They don't need a fucking road. That song drives me nuts.
Thank you.
Because eagles don't need a road. Can we, like,
Mm-hmm.
on the flight path to victory? And then everybody does the chant. And nobody can spell eagles. E-A-E-E-E-L-L-M-N-O-P.
Yeah.
So I'm glad now that I've pissed
Public
off
schools.
Philadelphians.
Shout out.
What's that?
Philadelphia Public Schools. Shout out.
Yeah.
No, but if you go over to their website, the WRPSA, they've got so much merch. They've got baby onesies, they've got baby bibs, they have
That's
coffee
insane.
mugs, t-shirts.
That's insane.
Insane.
That's almost as insane as cockroach milk. So I've been fighting with this kid at work, Lewis Nelson of the Lewis Nelson Report.
Right.
And we were talking about something, I forget, but I got onto the point of, he's like, you can live without meat. And I was like, I can't.
No, you
can't.
I don't wanna.
I can't.
I mean, it's not in existence. I mean, you can live on it, but why would you want, like, that's not in existence by any stretch of the imagination. So we got somebody in the YouTube comments, guys. Check that out. So, we were arguing, and then we got into the topic of what is meat, and he's like, it's okay. No, he goes, you don't need meat, man. You can eat fish. And I'm like, dude, fish is meat. He's like, fish isn't meat. Only mammals are meat. I'm like, you eat chicken? I'm like, it's all meat. And then I was like, well, bugs are meat. And then I got into this thing that bugs were meat. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I pushed too far, obviously, because there's carnivore, herbivore, insectivore, right?
Right.
So, yeah. So insects are a different food group. They're not meat. I mean, I think meat is anything you had to kill, consume. Like a living thing that moved around is meat. Living things that don't move around are vegetables, right? So, literally, that was poor taste. But so then we got into this. So then, after I read this article about cockroach milk, I went and explained to him that cockroaches were meat because they're mammals, because they produce milk.
Well, but wait a minute. Didn't Robbie De Niro? Didn't he ask the all important question? No, it's got nipples. I got nipples. Can you milk me? Mammals.
You milk me?
Yes, but you can milk cockroaches. And Pete's going to tell us more about that.
So, is dairy-free insect-based cockroach milk really a superfood? Hard to think of anything desirable about cockroaches, including anything involving eating something they produce. But cockroach milk is a thing. In fact, it's considered a superfood. Here's what you need to know about cockroach milk, whether it's actually a superfood and its potential health benefits. Technically, cockroach milk is not milk, but a yellowish fluid that solidifies into crystals in the stomachs of roach offspring. Cockroach milk reportedly packs proteins, amino acids, and healthy sugars. What is cockroach milk, you say? The buzz regarding cockroach, it sounds nasty. Cockroach milk and its supposed health benefits began in 2016 when a team of researchers conducted a nutritional analysis of the milk-like substance that female Pacific beetle cockroaches produce. The researchers claim that the substance that the insects typically feed to their offspring might be among the most nutritious substances on the planet. The 2016 study published in the Journal of the International Union of Crystallography found that cockroach milk contains 3 times more calories than the equivalent mass of buffalo milk. At that time, buffalo milk held the prize for the most calorie-rich milk from a mammal. Cockroach milk also contains.
Now, did you hear that sentence? Until that time, buffalo milk was held, in past tense, was held as the most caloric milk from a mammal. So when the cockroach milk took over that throne, that cockroach became a mammal. Cockroaches are meat. They are priming us to eat bugs.
Not me.
They are priming us to be used to this shit.
The only bugs I'm going to eat are crabs and lobsters, baby.
They are trying like hell to change our perception of what is right and what is wrong.
Yep.
That is what is going on. I will not comply. I'm not going to drink cockroach milk.
Nope.
Okay. If anything, I will come and eat your pets before I drink cockroaches.
I'll be right there. I'll have recipes.
And not for nothing. Speaking of, not that I want to shift this gear real quick, but this fucking story about Biden building the wall pissed me off. It just made me angry because apparently he's using taxpayer money to build a wall around his house.
Well, they are building. They are building a fence around the house. It's
what?
It's a Homeland Security thing to protect the president because he goes there. It's not like he said, "Hey, build a wall around my house." But
no, he goes building there a wall around his house. Listen,
yeah, he
believes in
like
walls.
He said, "This is what I need." They said we're going to build this around your house.
Somebody else said, "Hey, it's a good idea for you to have a wall." He's like, "Okay." But it's not a good idea for a wall. You know what I mean? According to Fox News, that's from Fox News too. So I figured I noticed you're not loading it up or even giving it any kind of credibility.
I really don't want to go that political, man.
I'm still reading the article on cockroach milk over here.
I just didn't want to get that political.
I don't either, but sometimes I like to fly off the handle about stuff.
I got a great idea, guys.
Cockroach.
Great idea. I'm reading through this article, and it says it goes into is it safe? The question is asked: is it safe?
Oh.
As disgusting as it may sound, cockroach milk appeals to many scientists and consumers. After all, there's a growing demand for dairy-free alternatives to cow's milk and ice cream.
No.
And it hit me. Cockroach ice cream.
Cockroach ice cream.
Cockroach milk ice cream.
No.
Come on, we could get an old bug like termite truck or whatever, and with the big bug on the top. Cut an ice cream window into the side of it,
and have Pete sell popsicles out the back.
And we could put the little rubber cockroaches on it. Like in every one of them, you get a free one. You see all the kids on the sidewalk. Mom, mine's got a bug in it.
Ooh, you got it for free. Tastes like cherries. And I mean, that's no. That's just one example of the dystopian nightmare that we are.
Yeah, they're priming us to eat bugs.
They're priming us to eat bugs, to accept the unacceptable. That's what they are priming us to do.
Movies and
they've been doing it for fucking 5 years now. They've been priming us to accept the unacceptable. $5 gas is unacceptable. $7 eggs is unacceptable. Not at $15 an hour. No, it's not. $15 an hour is, or it's the other way around. $15 an hour is not acceptable. I should be able to buy more than 2 fucking dozen eggs for my hour's worth of work.
Right.
Okay? That's
Especially
the way life is.
A dozen eggs by yourself.
What's that?
Especially if you can eat a dozen eggs by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I don't eat that much anymore. I might have 3-4 eggs, but I should be able to afford a dozen eggs. I should be able to work for an hour and buy a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs.
All day, yeah.
Yeah. So it just doesn't, like, the price of things and the hourly wage don't match.
Absolutely.
And
100% agree with you.
right. And it's all happening. It's all fucking happening on purpose. Okay. We all need to wake the fuck up, start questioning the authority, start asking questions, and don't comply. Don't comply to something that doesn't fucking make sense to you. And if drinking the shit off of cockroach babies doesn't make sense to you, then fucking don't do it.
Speaking of the authorities, the Russian Space Authority has said that they're going to.
The smartest motherfuckers in the world, got together and they built a space station that could not take a meteor strike. Get out of here. Nobody thought, oh, maybe a meteor is coming. Maybe there's something out there that'll hit this thing. Nobody considered this. It was so delicate it couldn't take a rock at 1,000 miles an hour.
And they don't believe that it was a full-on rock. They think it was something probably a little bit bigger than a grain of sand. But at 17,000 miles an hour, to find a little spot, it's rare that would happen, but it did.
Now they're like, oh, they're rushing to make up a plan. They're trying. Yeah, we didn't have a plan before. Like, you had a space Tesla out in space that was obviously delicate. Like, if a grain of sand it can do that much damage, you need to be fucking prepared for it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
either with equipment or a backup plan.
Well, when they spacewalk, the suit that they're in is supposed to take that.
Right.
So don't you think that the thing you climb inside of to take the suit off should take it?
Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, Russians.
Yeah, you notice it wasn't the American capsule that got fucked up by a grain of sand.
Right.
Yeah, because we're building shit out of steel.
Are we?
We're not building stuff out of recycled beer cans. And
probably better off.
So yeah, the Soyuz MS-22 that sprung a leak and sprayed radiator coolant into the space, prompting the.
That's everybody's space that you just sprayed radiator coolant into.
Yep.
Thanks for ruining space for everybody else.
So the Russians, they've got an MS-23 that's scheduled to fly soon, so they're going to send that up. It was supposed to fly later in March, but they're going to bump that up to February and set it up there. And in the interim, if something happens, they've decided that while it wasn't safe for the 3-man crew to come back to Earth, and they'll put the 2 Russians in it and bring them back because it'll probably be okay with just the 2 of them. And the American can jump in and ride on somebody's lap in our capsule that's up there.
Huh.
That's awfully selfish. It's like, yeah, we're only going to save our own guys. Fuck you guys.
Well, how'd you like to be the guy that has to take the lap ride in the 4-seater? It's like, oh, I don't get seatbelts. Thank you.
Right, he's gonna sit on someone's lap.
Yeah, we're hurtling back We're hurtling back to the Earth, and yeah, thank you. No seatbelt. I'll just sit here on the floor.
I'm gonna go. Fuck that, and over here.
No, it says they're gonna send it up empty, Mike.
Yeah, the 23 that they're going to send in February. But the plan, if something happens before then, that they had to evacuate, like major issue, they're going to send the Russians down in the 22, and they're going to put everybody else in the other one. And I guess they're going to draw straws or whatever to see who gets a seatbelt.
They're going to play
rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
we should send them strategy videos.
That's the rock, paper, scissors match I want us to cover.
That would be.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the NASA Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship. This is for all the marbles.
The loser of this competition is going to die.
Whoever doesn't.
The other 4 will be strapped to a fucking chair, thrown at the earth.
While the other guy just floats about. We're going to lash him down as best we can, maybe.
They're probably going to I mean, they probably have some kind of double, you know, they have some kind of thing to strap them in.
Or maybe they'll put them in a flight case. Like a flight box for a nice big camera or something. Well, you got to put them in something safe.
Right. You remember that?
We put them in flight case. It's okay.
It was FDR was president during World War II, right?
Part of it, yes. Truman and FDR.
I don't think it was. No, it was FDR. Remember that idea I had where like they shouldn't put the president in a big armored car. They should stick him in the back of a Corolla.
Yeah.
That's what they did. When the three leaders of the Allied forces, Stalin, Churchill, Roosevelt, that's how they got Roosevelt there. They sent a dummy limo, and then they stuck him in the fucking trunk of an old car.
Well,
I was like, that's
Whatever
genius.
whatever works.
Because they knew the Nazis were going to try and kill him. So that was, gee, I love that. I heard that on the radio.
So
Not the
what
radio,
you're saying
but
is that next time Biden comes to Delaware, they should throw him in the trunk of a Yugo.
A Yugo. Dude, if I could get my hands on a Yugo,
I'd love
we'd
to
make
chuck him in
I
we'd
have-
make some of the
Yugo.
best videos. Go
I
ahead.
have special information about Yugos. There is a shortage of them because the industry that I'm in, highway traffic control, for a long time we operated under the rules of what they called NCHRP Report 350. It had to do with run off the road safety and crash safety. So everything that was mass produced to go along the side of the road needed to be run into stuff. And there was a series of tests. There had to be, I think it's like 4 or 5 crashes total to get an item through testing. So under 350, the test vehicle was a subcompact under a certain weight, and then it was a full size pickup. So 1500 series Chevy pickups were used a lot, and Yugos were used.
Oh,
But when they started to run out of Yugos, they had to move on to Ford. They had to find the Ford Festiva because they literally started to run out of Yugos. You would be hard pressed to put your hands on a Yugo right now.
Yeah. Another piece of information that a lot of people don't know, but they are called Yugos because when you hit the brakes, you go through the windshield. Those things are notorious. There's did you watch? Did I get you to watch Drowning Mona?
Yes, great
What?
movie.
There's a movie called Drowning Mona.
okay.
Okay, and it's a movie set now. When Yugo came to the States, there was a small town in New York that they gave everyone a Yugo, right, as like a promotional thing. And they figured those people would drive them around, people would see them, right? They gave everyone a Yugo. So in this movie, everyone drives a Yugo. Everyone. Some people have Yugo pickup trucks. I don't know if they converted them or there were Yugo. I don't think there were Yugo.
No,
I think you had to
made like
make
one model. No, maybe I think they made like 2 models. I
And
think they had
they had
like
a 2-door
they had
and a 4-door, I
hatchback.
think.
They had a
Yeah.
hatchback, and they had a 2-door hatchback, and they had a 4-door sedan.
But there's one of the funniest movies you will ever watch. It's an all-star cast. Casey Affleck. I can never remember that guy's name, but I fucking love him. Everything he's in, I just love. The guy who played the dad. Yeah, go kiss ass.
Yeah.
Don't kiss the dog's ass. Bette Midler.
Yes, Bette Midler
Bette
was in
Midler
it.
is a genius in that. Dude, Danny DeVito's in it.
Mhm.
Fucking, it's so great. It's a great movie. Janine Garofalo's in it.
In Drowning Mona?
Yeah,
Drowning Mona. You got
I'm gonna have to look this movie up.
all these
Dude,
people,
now
all these
it
famous people
speaks to
show
me
up.
on so many levels.
dude. It's so funny on so many levels. It's dark as shit. Like it's right up. Just think about who's recommending it to you, and then go watch it in that frame of reference, and you will piss yourself laughing because it is funny. It is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And And I referenced that movie and Kingpin almost every day. So
somebody tried to revive the Yugo. Apparently, I'm seeing.
Probably, yeah.
This is crazy. Now, if you look at the Yugo GT 5000, a hatchback revival.
Yeah.
But from what I'm seeing is no, they only had the one model.
Yeah, there was a hatchback and a convertible.
Yeah, but no, like there were no 4-doors or anything.
No. And they were absolute crap.
Well, I can speak personally to how uncomfortable it is to ride in the back of a Yugo all the way to the not Jersey Shore, the other one, Ocean City, Maryland.
Ooh.
Dude, you've got balls getting into a Yugo with somebody else driving.
Yeah. In hindsight, I probably wasn't one of the smart things I've ever done. But I climbed into the back of a Yugo, and they said, "We're gonna go for a ride." That ride turned out to be all the way from here in Newark, Delaware, all the way to Ocean City, Maryland.
Didn't stop for gas once, did you?
I don't think so.
Nope.
But I remember crawling out of it and like waiting for the feeling in my legs to return.
Well, that's
they were so
probably about 82% of what caused your back problems.
You know, if I could find the guy that owned that car. I mean, actually, I do know where he lives. But
let's go kick his ass.
No, it was my friend. It was my friend Greg. His family had 3 of them, and sequentially, 3 of them. They bought 3 of them all at once, all at the same time. His mom drove one, his sister drove one, and he drove one. His dad was too good for Yugos. He wouldn't drive. But they bought 3 of them, and sequentially they had to pare them down like as each one died.
They started hanging the parts from the other ones on it.
They would rob them of parts, and I remember because my friend was tasked with helping him gut these cars. When they were done, they cut them into 3 pieces and put them in the Winterthur dumpsters.
Wow!
Because his dad worked at Winterthur as a curator or something, whatever. Yeah. But they cut them into the unibody, the whole thing into 3 pieces and threw them into the Winterthur dumpsters.
Wow!
And if hard pressed, I bet you I could call my friend Chris up. He was the friend who was helping.
Shit!
And he probably has a container full of Yugo hardware somewhere.
You think we could build an entire Yugo out of it?
No.
We would build a Yugo from scratch and then set it on fire.
Doesn't have nearly enough to do that, but.
Speaking, your story of sitting in the back reminds me of when I was in high school. My friend of mine, he was older. He had his license, and I told the story of the VW bug graveyard in my neighborhood, right?
No.
All right. So my buddy drove a VW bug, and in a side story, in my neighborhood there was a VW bug graveyard. It was a junkyard that specialized. It was a pull your own part for VW bugs.
Wow.
Right.
Where was this neighborhood?
Edgewater Park, New Jersey. It's not there anymore.
Okay.
Right. Well, he had the minibuses too, but just Beetles and minibuses. That's all he had in there. And you pay. You'd have to go get your stuff, come and you show it, and you pay. Right. Well, he needed a headlight. We went to go get this headlight. And he finds a fucking stereo with a tape deck. I don't know what you guys know about the Volkswagen Beetle, but the Volkswagen Beetle did not take a standard, what's known as a thin sized stereo. No. So having a tape deck was big. So he found this thing and he knew it was going to be expensive. So he just took it, stuck it under his jacket, went in, paid for the headlight. And then when we installed the stereo, the tape that was in there was the Misfits Collection 1. And that was my introduction to punk rock.
Nice.
And I loved that fucking album, and he hated it. And he was the type of dude who signed up every name he could think of to live at his house and get Columbia House cassettes sent to him. So he had a music library. Like he didn't, and everything, like he just loved it. You know, whatever it was, he listened to it. All rock mostly. But I mean, some of it, like I just didn't like yeah, that sounds cool, but when I heard the Misfits and I heard this raw sound and this voice that wasn't like this falsetto, it was deep and it was scary. Like this was a hard, like my amazement was like, what is this? I had no idea. I had no frame of reference. I had seen that skull on people's t-shirts because the picture of the Crimson Ghost was on there. I'd seen that skull on t-shirts and I recognized it, but I didn't know what it meant. And I'm starting to understand. I'm like, is this the soundtrack to a horror movie? Like, what the fuck is this? Like Psycho 78, 12 o'clock, don't be late. All this horror business, riding late at night. Oh, and you, I'll put a knife right in you. What in you? You just hearing this shit, you're like, don't go in the bathroom with me. Dude, when Eagles there, dude, I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I just listened to it over and over again. Anytime I saw that skull, anytime I saw the Crimson Ghost, I was like, I want to talk to you. What is, tell me about this. And it was a good year, 2-3 years before like somebody told me that Glenn Danzig was the singer for the Misfits. Cause I love Glenn Danzig. I was like, he sings. Well, what it turned into, because Henry Rollins has a Misfits tag. And Henry Rollins and Glenn Danzig apparently don't get along. It was just like this long conversation I had with these dudes who just knew punk rock history.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm this babe in the woods of like, oh, the fucking Bad Brains, Dead Kennedys. Like, who do I like? Oh, I like the Misfits. I know that. I like Nirvana. Like that was more, Nirvana was coming at me.
Right.
At this point. But the story I wanted to tell was we had gone to Philadelphia to do something. And this is back, and we had made this big production out of getting the PGN. It's a newspaper that used to be in Philadelphia. It was the Philadelphia Gay News. And it was free. And I don't know why this was so important to anybody, but what we realized on the way home in the rain was that those little plastic covers that go over the battery under the back seat
are important.
Actually prevent the seat from making connection on the battery and setting the horsehair seat on fire.
Yeah.
Right. So apparently,
because horsehair makes great kindling.
So you see where this is going. So apparently, he had lost these rubber tabs.
Barbecue.
Right, and we're sitting there, and I used to smoke. I quit smoking a year ago, but I smoked in high school. I smoked since I was 12, and I used to smoke in his car without even asking. He used to get all pissed off, right? And so I'm sitting there. He's already told me twice not to smoke. So he can kick my ass. So I stopped pushing. So I'm not smoking. And he starts fucking yelling at me. He's like, dude, I told you to stop smoking. I don't want you smoking in my car. I'm like, dude, I'm not smoking. Look, I'm not smoking. And then he looks down. The whole fucking seat's just billowing. I didn't even notice. I'm staring out the fucking window. It's foggy. Right? He's in the fast lane. He was doing like 70. I know you don't believe an old PWP will do 70. He was doing a good clip. And he had to pull all the way over on Route 130. There was 5 of us in that motherfucker. There were 3 in the back seat.
They were on fire.
Dude, the seat was, when we pulled the seat out, the flame like engulfed the fire. We put it out. I don't know why. Like, thank God I have this thing when I see fire to try to put it out instead of running.
Right.
You know what I mean? It might kill me one day. I hope not. But we put it out, and then he puts the Philadelphia Gay News on top of the battery. Right. So months later, his mom does something, or his brother, his mom and his brother are like standing there. His brother pulls open the seat for whatever reason. The kid's not even thinking about it. It's not even like on his,
Yeah.
And here comes the Philadelphia Gay News, and he had some explaining to. Of course, he blames it on me and my buddy Mike. So that was just it. But that's the story. Is we set a VW Beetle on fire and used the Philadelphia Gay News to stop it from happening. I'd like to welcome Big Daddy to the program. Just joining us today. How you doing, man?
I think I have a little bit of a head cold today.
A little bit of a what?
Head cold. Like I feel
Oh.
congested.
Oh, did you take a COVID test?
Not yet, but I don't think it's COVID because I've had COVID and this doesn't feel like that.
No, I've like my experience with COVID is that there aren't many like head cold symptoms. You just feel like garbage and everything burns. But it's the first question everybody seems to ask anymore. Is, did you get a test? So that's where I went.
Yeah.
So what's
I'll
going
test,
on in the
a little later? What's going on? Actually, nothing I can think of. How about you guys?
how was rehearsal? Go well?
Rehearsal was good. I taught today's lesson, and it went well because I'm the shit.
What was the lesson?
How to use emotions in a scene.
How to use emotions in a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So, for example, you can play happy, but you can play happy at say 25% or 50% or 75% or 100%. So it doesn't always have to be full on max happy every time.
Although that can be funny.
That can be funny. And sometimes it's funnier when I'm happy at 25% and I'm the straight guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I let someone else be, batshit crazy. And so, like, that was the point, is just being able to read the room and know how to play what emotion in what way to get the best result.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. I guess a lot of people wouldn't think about that when you're bringing that, and it's just a lot of thinking on the fly, and I guess that's the time that you're doing the training. It's like the ninja master doesn't go right into battle, learns for years. That's
right.
Yeah,
for that one moment. Or it's like training to do CPR over and over and over for that one moment.
Right, for that one moment when you need it.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
I've had to climb onto the first time I did CPR, I had to climb onto this big mountain of a black woman.
I'm sure you were very excited about that.
It's a little scary because that's not exactly what they train you for.
It is not. They train you for like a man, middle-aged, white.
With no arms or legs.
No arms or legs. And this was
basically Matt.
Yeah. This was a huge, big, fat black woman with these enormous breasts. So that made the whole, it's hard to give CPR.
Made everything better.
Big titties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're saying it was hard for you to give CPR.
I mean, I may have gotten a little bit hard, but
so they were really surprised when you pulled out your own backpack with rope and a grappling hook and crampons for your shoes and everything. You were like, I got this.
There was this one time we're doing CPR and we were starting to do chest compressions on this person, and I couldn't decide if this was a man or woman by the appearance. So someone went to go get the defibrillator, the box with the
AED
on it, the AED. And so I'm like, all right, well, someone needs to take the shirt off because it's got to go on the skin.
Yeah, it's got to go on bare skin.
And so we rip the shirt off, and then we see, oh, there's a bra, so it's a chick.
Yes.
And
so
had to cut the bra.
You mentioned AED. The first time I had to do AED training, the trainer was a Newcastle County medic that we all knew. It was when I ran with the firehouse, and he related his first experience where he had trained and trained and trained and trained to use not the automatic but the manual defibrillator.
Paddles.
Oh yeah.
And he said, and I trained and I trained and I trained. He said, and then came the day I had to do it. There's a guy in front of me on a gurney, and I charged and I went and I popped him. He said, and I didn't secure his hand on the. Cause he was telling us you have to make sure you know where all the limbs are and they're secured. He didn't secure the guy's arm that was nearest him, and when he reached over and popped him, the guy's arm came up into his crotch, and he got zapped as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he got defibrillated and punched in the nuts.
He got a uppercut with electricity.
He said it threw him back and away. He said, and thank God it did, because it was charged and he was discharging, so it threw him away, which stopped it. But he said for like 3 days he felt like he had been beaten to death.
He's lucky that could have stopped his heart.
Yes, yeah, and that's what he was saying. That's the point he was trying to drive. But he said, I am happy to use my mistake to let you know that is not what you want to happen.
Mm-hmm. It's good times. Then there's another lady who I broke, I don't know, 6 ribs.
Yep. Common.
It sounded like popcorn. Just brrr.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what it is. I'm big and strong. She was small and frail. She was so mad. Oh, my chest hurts. Like, all right.
Yes, it does.
My bad. You're alive to hate me. So
should have been breathing on your own.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't have made it any worse. You were dead. I couldn't have made it any worse than it was.
So there's just a couple other things that we've got to get to close out B block here, and then we'll get into our C block, where we'll have adjust the tips. We wanted to make mention that we lost Captain Robbie Knievel this past week.
Yeah, R.I.P. Robbie.
Yeah, Captain Robbie, son
And
of
Priscilla Presley died
of-
this week too.
yes. We also lost
Wow.
Priscilla Presley, and I would give you the story, but I've got a friggin' Popeyes ad that will not get off my screen now.
Priscilla Presley was the one that was married briefly to Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it was. I don't think it lasted quite a year. But and she had a medical emergency, an undisclosed medical emergency in the morning the other day, and did not make it through the day.
Interesting.
Captain Robbie passed away. He was fighting cancer, and lost his battle at 60, according to what his brother had to say. Early Friday at a hospice in Reno. Pancreatic cancer. That would typically get you, because
That sucks.
they generally don't catch that one until it's way too late.
Yeah. That fucking sucks. What else is on the list there?
Just to get it out of the way, the last thing I have to get out of the way is John Fogerty, 5 decades later, has now finally regained ownership of the CCR catalog.
Dude, that has always blown my mind. That CCR just like somebody just went and copyrighted fucking Creedence Clearwater fucking revival shit.
Well,
under their nose, because they didn't know any better.
Well, yeah, I mean they didn't know that when they signed the record company contract that the record company basically kept all their publishing. So
Yeah,
he was able to. He's finally made enough money that he's able to buy in a majority ownership of his own catalog now. It's actually the reverse of what most people are doing. A lot of people are selling off their catalogs now to put some cash in hand, and he's.
Well, yeah, I mean, he had this is a major triumph for him. Like, something he never thought would happen. It's really a triumph, on his part.
Yeah.
And now if he wants, he can turn around and sell it. It's his.
Yeah.
as
But
it should have been the whole time.
I think he's probably going to hang out and receive some checks on that bad boy before he does that.
Mhm.
My understanding is those checks when they come in are pretty nice.
Well, I'd imagine so.
The one story that I've heard that always blows my mind is Merv Griffin. When cell phones first started having custom ringtones, all of a sudden he got this huge, like he would get checks from his publishing every now and again because he had stuff that he wrote, like, but he all of a sudden started getting these big checks again. He called his agent to find out what was up, and it was because of all of the people who used the Jeopardy theme song on their phones.
Yeah.
He got hit every time. Like, he got a piece of every time somebody used
for
that
him.
ringtone.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
I'm glad
like-
to hear that.
Like, he went from getting, he was used to seeing the regular check, and all of a sudden he got like a big one. He's like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" And it was because the Jeopardy theme song was so popular among people on their cell phones.
That's cool.
And that was back in the day
That's
when you
very
had
cool.
to pay $1 for every ringtone because you did.
Yeah, you
I
could have just cut them
remember
up and
paying
splice them.
$1.
Yeah, I was even before they were actual like music. When it was just the tones, beep 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 beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't use it on mine. I used what was it? Fur Elise.
Uh huh.
Mm.
And
that was
the reason
my
that
favorite one.
Fur Elise is because that's public domain.
Oh,
You don't have
that
to pay
makes
for it.
sense.
Yeah. So, and that's all we have for the B block, folks. As usual, you can contact us at 1646-virus01. You can check us out at themediavirus.com. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're going to do a C block with Just the Tips, number 24, and Maddie's TikTok Nonsense Corner. We'll be back right after this.
I'm jerking them all. I jerked off all of them.
Now we have a word from our sponsor.
It's motherfucking Lunchables, nigga. $5 a pack. We gon' make that ass clap with this healthy snack.
Stack up the cheese, ham with the turkey. Give me that Capri Sun, bitch, I'm thirsty. Fuck sharing, I'ma eat the whole thing. It's good for my health, cause it's made with whole grain.
Ham and cheese in between two crack. Ham and cheese in between two crackers. Ham and cheese in between two crack. Wash it down with Capri Sun after. I grind my crackers in the shake, then I smoke them. Feed my bitches Lunchables before I poke them. I'm a rider, reppin' Oscar Mayer. Need a quick fix, bitch, I'm your supplier.
Pizza, motherfucker, throw snacks on top. Let your balls get wet, make a bitch have sex. Girls ain't over yet, there's a snack inside. What the fuck you know about Snickers bite-sized?
Ham and cheese in between two crack. Ham and cheese in between two crackers. Ham and cheese in between two crack. Wash it down with Capri Sun after.
Fucks.
Lunchables fucks with it.
I love it. I fucks with it.
I definitely fucks with it. I've
Ham
eaten
and
so many
cheese in between
Lunchables in the
two
last
crackers.
year.
I love lunch, dude. Lunchable nachos are awesome.
Ham
Pure
and cheese in between two crackers.
Pure
I-
awesomeness.
I only ever had the nachos once. Did you ever do the make your own pizza? The little
Ah, they're all right. I mean,
Wash it down with Capri Sun after.
pizza, motherfucker.
He went all in on that verse too. Damn.
Dude, there's no slacking at all. That song is fire. It's about luxury.
Yeah, it is.
It says fucks with it. All right. What's coming up? We're gonna start. How are we doing, Mike? Do we need another commercial?
Yeah, let's run another one while I get set up. close these. If you're not ready, I am. If you're not ready, I am.
I'm not ready to go.
All right.
Sorry, I was turned off.
And we're back in the C block of the Media Virus podcast. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, we're back. We're definitely back. We're back in the C block here on the Media Virus podcast. And before I get into just the tips, I wanted to let everybody know that we have a big announcement about just the tips this week. This past week, we started just the tips in its own feed. You can check that out over at themediavirus.com. There's a link to Just the Tips with Stanley McFadden. Or you can go to themediavirus.com/JTT for Just the Tips. And
you know what I thought was very, very cool about we are big fans of Spotify here.
Yes.
I like Spotify. You know, Anchor is somehow related to Spotify. Something I didn't even know you could do. And the nice thing about Just Tips are like 2-3 minutes. Some of the longest ones like 6 minutes. You know, it's a quick thing, and you can hear it. You can put it on your Bluetooth, listen to it in the car. But if you're really jonesing to get your eye full of the Big Daddy BBC correspondent, the video is it pops the video right up
in Spotify. Yeah.
In Spotify, it's right there in the player. It's where you would normally see like the lyrics for a song. You just pop it up. There's the video. I thought that was super cool. I'm half wondering if we could pull that off, but then we would need to use the actual video.
Yeah,
which right now is an issue.
Just what I've done so far, no, that's probably not viable for what we do. But it is viable for Just the Tips, so you'll be able to see Just the Tips as you do here. And for this episode 24 that we're about to play,
24, Just the Tips so far.
Yeah,
that's 2 dozen.
I've added the intro and imaging that I put together for the Just the Tips feed to this, so this will be
awesome.
This is a full-on Just the Tips experience. The first episode that's up doesn't have it because I got that up and running before I had the imaging completed. But starting with episode 2, which drops tomorrow, you'll be able to see Just the Tips.
So tomorrow you can listen to Just the Tips. Friday you can listen to
Fucks with it.
Fucks with it. Friday you can listen to A Block. Saturday you can listen to B Block, and then Sunday you can listen to C Block.
Right.
Boom, baby. That's how we do shit around here.
So here we go with episode 24 of Just the Tips. Just the Tips with Stanley McFadden.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Media Virus podcast. It is I, the one and only Big Dick Daddy Dr. Dre, the Love Doctor, proud graduate of the U of P, bringing to you another episode of Just the Tips. Tonight's episode 24, ED. Now, in the last episode, I was talking about GP, good pussy, when she got that good shit. And I mentioned that If that pussy is real good, you may not last. But I wanted to make an addendum, a caveat to that. Gentlemen, if you are not lasting as long as you would like to, there's a number of things that could be going on. Could be just as simple as dehydration, malnutrition, stress. Your mind is somewhere else, shit's going on. You know, we as men, we got a lot of shit on our minds. Got a lot of things that we got to juggle. A lot of stress is coming our way. World is heavy, and it's on our shoulders. So, if you are unable to perform the way that you would like to, don't start beating yourself up over it. Could be a number of things going on. I will say that if it is persistent, and it is not dehydration, and it is not malnutrition, and it is not stress, and it is not vitamin level or your immunity going down, if it's just not going the way you want it to, also you got to consider your age, your diet. What's your cardiovascular system like? Are you a smoker? Are you diabetic? Are you on blood pressure meds? Things like that. But like I said, if it's not going the way that you want it to and the fix isn't anything obvious, maybe you just need some more rest. Doesn't matter. If the fix isn't quick and obvious, don't be afraid to go to the doctor, because things like erectile dysfunction are normal things that happen. The older we get, the more stress we have in our lives, testosterone starts to dip, and Big Willie takes a hit. And shit that happens. All right? It's not a shame, no shame in recognizing when shit's happening. The problem is when shit's happening and we don't do anything about it. So take it from me, plan a trip to the doctor. Tell him Big Daddy sent you, we'll treat you real good, all right? Maybe you can get yourself one of them little blue pills and get you back in the game. Wear that bitch out, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Big Dick Daddy Media Virus Podcast bringing to you another episode of Just the Tips. Happy fucking.
Two things that I wanted to kind of add to that. Wow, that's a lot of people. Some other dude. I didn't know that many people worked here.
Well, if you notice, I added some.
It's some pretty funny shit. I read through those.
Yeah, there's some funny in there.
All right. One thing I wanted to kind of add to that, just as a testimonial or I can't think of words today. Anecdotal. Is since I've quit smoking, both length and girth I've gained, and just overall function of said, piece of equipment. Big difference. I mean, not that, but big enough difference to say, maybe this isn't worth it. Just put it down. Put down the cigarettes. Man. You can do it. If I can do it, I've done it for a year. Seriously, I never once. If you talk to anybody that's known me my entire life, no, Matt will never smoke. I don't smoke his whole life. I love smoking. I enjoy it. I still enjoy it. Well, I haven't enjoyed it for a year, but there are other things that you smoke. We're taking a nose. I don't know what I'm talking about. But Big Daddy, let me ask you this question, because I see, I was just out of curiosity, and more curiosity than anything. I went on the Hims website. You know what I'm talking about? Like those mail order Viagras.
Yes.
What do you think of those? I mean, they ask you a bunch of questions. You know what I mean?
I didn't feel like are geared to get them out of a potential lawsuit.
Well, yeah, we told you, you told us you had a bad heart. We said not to do it. So people with a heart condition shouldn't partake in those types of medications.
No, because if there are certain meds where for example, if your blood pressure needs to be lower and you're taking a pill that is making your blood pressure high, then you have two meds that are kind of canceling each other out. Or conversely, if you have a pill that's supposed to bring your blood pressure up and you're taking a pill that brings your blood pressure up, you don't have two things bringing blood pressure up. Now it skyrockets.
Yeah.
And your heart can only go so fast until it stops.
Yeah, the little blue pill was medication that was originally supposed to regulate blood pressure, and they found that it had this fantastic side effect in a different dose. So they put it through a trial for that, and they slapped a new name on it. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
But if you're already on a blood pressure medication to regulate your blood pressure, and you take another one on top of it, you might go way too far the wrong way.
So if we were at some point in our career approached by a mail order dick pill system, service, we would have to turn that money down.
No.
So everybody would think it's a good idea if we were getting paid.
Yes, you would plug the shit out of him.
You always want to any pill you're going to take, whether it's for your dick or whatever, you want to talk about with your medical professional who knows you.
And if you're going to promote said pills, you want to talk to your accountant.
Probably.
Right.
But as long as you have that phrase in there of, make sure you talk with your healthcare professional,
your accountant,
or you blah, blah, blah,
lawyer,
then you're fine. Yeah, then you're fine. All you got to do is just make sure you have that in there. I will plug the shit out of some dick pills.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right.
Or what do we got? A better way to phrase that?
Well, it would be nice if we could get a dick pill sponsor for Maddie's TikTok Nonsense Corner, which is up next.
It's always fun.
Yeah, and
I don't use a dick pill sponsor.
No, I mean, whatever.
Well, that's kind of like, that was my mode of thought. I'm like, anybody can do a dick pill. This would be great. This would be like, we could sell the shit out of this, I mean, that type of thing. And then you're like, well, you should really talk to your doctor. I'm like, oh fuck. And then it's like, oh no, I'll take one. Oh, okay.
We're writing.
I will take it, use it, review it.
We're writing
the live feed to the hospital.
Goes for dick pills.
All right. Well, what's the first on laughing at white people?
Well, coming up on the TikTok Nonsense Corner, we have a bad joke.
It's a great joke.
What is the most tasteless joke you've ever heard? A woman was in a coma. She had been in it for months. Nurses were in her room giving her a sponge bath. One of them was washing her private area and noticed that there was a slight response on the monitor when she touched her. They tried it again and sure enough there was definite movement. They went to her husband and explained what happened, telling him, as crazy as this sounds, maybe a little oral stuff will do the trick and bring her out of the coma. The husband was skeptical, but they assured him that they'd close the curtains for privacy. The husband finally agreed and went into his wife's room. After a few minutes the woman's monitor flatlined, no pulse, no heart rate. The nurses run back into the room. What happened? They cried. The husband said, I'm not sure, I think maybe she choked.
Woo! That's good.
What is the most tasteless joke you...
I
wish they would get a real person to read these things.
I'm scrolling through TikTok and my wife hears that. She's like, ew. I'm like, she choked. What's wrong? I like this setup. We're gonna play all three at once?
We're 3 deep.
Nice.
It's really hard to go all 3 at once.
I was just kidding.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
All right. That was something. I like how you blame me for this shit.
Lions, leopards, German shepherds. Eating that coochie with some salt and pepper. Show me where you pissed from. Show me where you pissed from.
Now, that's why I blame you for this shit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That tracks.
A girl cannot show you where they
Russia
pissed from.
last year.
Just as an FYI, girl can't show you where she pees from. You won't see it.
Okay.
I think he was just kind of looking for the general area.
I did not consider that.
Yeah.
400 people were arrested for things that they said on social media. 400 people in Russia. Obviously, this country is very different. How many people do you think were arrested in Britain for things they said on social media last year?
Go on.
Take a guess.
I have no idea.
3,300.
Really? Arrested for what they'd said on social media?
Yeah.
Really? What sort of things get you
Well,
arrested?
one example I give in my show is there was a young woman from Liverpool called Chelsea Russell. Her friend was killed in a car crash, 19-year-old woman. And she posted the lyrics of his favorite song on her Instagram, the lyrics. And there was a rap song, so the lyrics contained several instances of the N-word. Okay? She was arrested, prosecuted, found guilty, given 500 hours of community service and a fine, tagged, and for a year she was under 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew.
My goodness.
In Britain.
In Britain.
In 2018.
You know, a lot of people think that Britain is across the ocean, and
it is.
You know, we don't kind of well, yeah, no, but we like far away, like, you know what I mean?
It is.
We don't fucks with it.
Like, we don't fucks with it, but we do fucks with it very, very hard. You know, Britain is the there'd be no America without Britain, not just because we revolted, but because of a lot of our ideals came from these concepts.
Yeah.
We do follow what they do. And if this comes to the States, we need to just start shooting people. That's just, I mean, random, you know, no rhyme or reason. No, that's not. But 3,300 people were arrested for what they said on social media.
On social media. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. We're at the front of that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. If anybody were to, you know, any kind of authority figure were to fucking take a look at this show, we'd all be on a list. I'm sure I'm on a list. I'm sure that's half the reason that we only have 62 subscribers is like I'm on some kind of list.
We're on those lists.
No algorithm promotes me. It just doesn't. I mean, I know that. So here's some more fun. Here's some more fun stuff about the reality.
The master that is George Carlin.
Yes.
Yeah. A very poignant argument he made here.
They're not even trying to conceal it anymore. The owners of the country they got their election. They said, we're going to get this election. We put you people in that court for a reason.
All right,
Now's
back
the time
to
to pay
earth
us.
for you now.
Yeah, forget all that stupid, will you? They're out in the open. They're openly driving the bus, and we're all in the back.
There is no national conspiracy to buy elections and control America.
You don't need a formal conspiracy when interests converge. These people went to the same universities and fraternities. They're on the same boards of directors. They're in the same country clubs. They have like interests. They don't need to call a meeting. They know what's good for them, and they're getting it. And there used to be 7 oil companies. There are now 3. It will soon be 2. The things that matter in this country have been reduced in choice. There are 2 political parties. There are a handful of insurance companies. There are about 6 or 7 information things. But if you want a bagel, there are 23 flavors because you have the illusion
of choice.
God, I love George.
And I was listening to a guy today who just totally blew up the spot. Like, everything is political. Everything is run by fucking think tanks and lobbyists. Everything.
So
the promotion of sugar. Hey, guess what? Sugar makes you fat.
Yep.
Eating sugar makes you fat. You know what doesn't make you fat? Eating fat. Eating fat doesn't make you fat. Eating sugar makes you fat. You fucking retard. Don't eat the sugar and you won't get fucking, and you won't get fucking fat. It's that fucking simple. But they tell us not to eat fat, and they tell us that most people half the fucking country's diabetic.
Yeah.
diabetic or pre-diabetic.
So I mean,
I heard today that like something like 20% of children from 5 to 12 are morbidly obese and pre-diabetic. Stop like this. Like, I mean, you know what? I don't want to become preachy because I'm that guy that stopped doing all this shit. You know what I mean? But I was the guy that wouldn't give it up. I was the guy that like I want to drink soda. I want to smoke cigarettes. I want to eat cookies. I want to do this shit, and it's fucking started to kill me. And I'm all right. I gotta fucking stop. So I gotta go, back on this shit. And now that like I'm kind of like awake to some of this shit, you look around and you start hearing about like, all of these different fucking conspiracies that the government has. Oh, here's a good one. I mean, not to segue into this one, but let's go for this one. You can see I was in a hole this week.
Yeah, this is interesting.
The algorithm found me.
I'd like to take a moment to congratulate the woke left. In your attempt to be politically correct, you've made America more white than ever. Let's take a look at your cancel culture and what all you whitewashed, shall we? Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, Mrs. Butterworth, Frank White from Cream of Wheat, Miss Chiquita, the Frito Bandito, Land O'Lakes Butter, the Redskins, the Cleveland Indians, and who still remains now amidst our most notable icons?
WHITE, that spells white, sing with me.
So congratulations, in your attempt to support minorities, you've erased all of them from the branding of America and made our store shelves and mascots whiter than ever. I understand your reasoning, but I don't think you quite thought through how this was going to end. Again, congratulations.
It's an interesting take on that.
I mean, you talk about cultural icons, they're all gone. Anything that anybody that wasn't white is gone.
Yeah. They removed black and brown faces from packaging.
I got an idea. Why didn't I would have been happier if they'd have made Captain Crunch like black or Indian, whatever. You can't really change Lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lucky's Irish, but he's still an immigrant. It counts. The Irish were hated in this country.
Yes.
And look at how far Lucky has come. Like there's not even is there any black cereal mascots?
Count Chocula, maybe.
Okay, all right, good enough.
Somebody may have been on
what was that
box at some point.
What was that, Big Daddy?
Count Chocula.
He's a vampire.
He's brown.
He's brown.
He's brown.
Dude, you guys want to start a petition? You guys want to start a petition to remove Count Chocula because it's racist?
That was the only thing I could think of.
I mean, seriously, that's as close as we could get. I mean, and hey, would you rather have pancakes for breakfast or cereal? I'd rather have pancakes.
What about Sugar Bear?
I'm convinced Sugar Bear's black.
Didn't he have that really deep voice?
He did. He had a smooth voice. It was like almost Billy D. Williams-ish.
Yeah, that's where I would go with it.
All right, so this is fun. I thought, what I'd like to do? I'd like to go through this guy's TikTok, like maybe like a year ago. You know what I mean? We'll go back a year and see what he's been right about.
Okay.
Because this guy claims to be a real time traveler from the year 2906. So there's still hope for humanity. Tomorrow, a new world is discovered. January 13th, a team of explorers in the Amazon discovered a large cave. It leads them beneath the Earth's crust, and a new world is discovered. There are new species, intelligent civilization, new liquids and elements, and so much more. The new species wants to build a fucking wilderness and shit, but then we fuck them up and they become peaceful. We show them bitches who's boss is what fucking happens. So there's people in the middle of the earth, and they're gonna come fight us, and we're gonna beat the shit out of them.
Okay.
All right. So that was supposed to happen on January 13th, a new world. I figured we'd have heard about that by now, but news can travel slow.
Yeah, I mean, 5 days from they're out in the jungle.
Yeah. Now this is a PSA.
Well, actually, it's going to jump out of order.
Oh, I thought. All right.
Vain guy.
See my car.
Stank suit?
Check out my frown. It's a jumbled code.
Marvelous. The bee's unwashed knees.
Nah, it's just bee's knees. Can you mention that we changed it?
You just did. Chevy dude?
Penguins.
Good point. Sad euphoria? I'm not lonely. Sounds convincing. A tool? Don't care for Latoul. Pink ghosting. I got plenty of guacamole in the business office. Now I'm starving.
What the hell did we just watch?
Bad lip reading.
Bad lip reading is so much. That was bad
Oh
lip
my
reading of Senate,
God.
which was very, very funny to me. Now
They
this
did
is the
another
PSA.
one of they did another one of the one that ended with the dude covering up the other one's mouth and dragging him away.
All right.
It may seem crazy, but if you've ever accidentally put a tampon in your bum, I am sure you are not the first. The most important thing is that when you pull it out, you do not go and then put it straight up your vagina, because you are going to be cross-contaminating and bringing bad bacteria into your vagina.
What she doesn't tell you is she learned that the hard way.
Who the fuck needs that PSA?
Exactly. Like,
hey, this is the country that needs the label on the coffee that says hot.
I know
That's fair.
how easy it is to slip and hit the wrong one. But that's kind of like in the heat of the moment. And sometimes it's okay. But like, it's a careful, measured procedure to insert a cotton plug. It's not like you're all excited and just miss.
Now, see, I saw this actually twice in other duets, and luckily those people were kind enough to put a little thing there that says where they got the video from.
Right.
And, so I went, because I thought I wanted to watch the whole video, and I thought the whole video was fascinating. But so it's a PSA, guys. If you ever do get a tampon, if you actually stuff the tampon in your coolie, when you remove it, don't don't put it in your clam.
Don't double dip.
It doesn't go from coolie to clam.
Wow.
You were tickled. You were tickled by coolie.
Yes, because it just shows your Jersey Philly upbringing, because that's a very Italian thing.
Well, you know what? It's also a Portuguese thing.
But yeah, it's very similar. The language is similar.
So I had never heard that word until I met my wife.
Oh, it's always been.
Yeah, it's funny.
At the end of the bread is the coolie.
I'll tell you what, that's my favorite slice.
Yep.
I love the end of bread. I love the crust. I eat that coolie.
And I will take full responsibility for this last one that I put in here, because I just it's kind of painful, but I think it's awesome.
Okay.
Day 2 of trying stuff. Hey, are you sure Dad can't just use the Minnie Mouse hat? I feel like this one's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. This feels much luckier. All right, so here we go. Day 2. I appreciate everybody's love and support. It's amazing. You guys are amazing. Thanks for following along on this journey. We're going to keep at it. We're going to try to get this water bottle down today. We got other stuff to do. I got to try to do hair for the first time. I'm excited for that. Never been able to do a ponytail before, so it's coming.
So is this guy like not had an arm his whole life?
Right. Well, he's an amputee.
Done.
And
Yeah, but how long has he been an amputee?
So
I don't know, but
try to follow
the arm's new.
some of the
I'm getting that.
suggestions. Maybe not so strong of a grip. Still a little tight. Okay, we'll work on that. We'll work on it. Cheers.
So,
okay.
Is it robotic?
Yes.
Okay.
Cheers. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All right. I don't think that was it.
Daddy made a mess.
A mess. I know. And I had on the Mike Amiri jeans. Ugh. All right. We'll try again next time.
I feel like I want to chase this guy down and get him on the show.
Yeah, no, I'd love to talk to this dude. Because he's got a great attitude. And I mean, just to sit there and film yourself trying and post it on TikTok, it takes a lot of bravery. Like, you want to talk about brave people? That's fucking brave, you know. All the insecurity, all of the, you know, and it sounds like people are giving him, you know, empathy and advice, and that's one of the things I like about TikTok. Is you can just kind of get up there and just be yourself. Like, there's one dude, like there's one dude called the Schizophrenic Hippie, and he just, you know, there's a lot of schizophrenic jokes that comes out of that dude. You know, so what else we got to talk about?
I want to give a quick shout out. Happy birthday to my niece, Mackenzie. She's 22 today.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday, Mackenzie. And 22. There's nothing left. all of the really good milestones are behind you.
Yeah.
You know, the sweet 16, the 11th birthday, the 10th birthday is a big deal when you're a kid.
Yeah, you got double digits.
You're going to double digits. That's a big deal. 13 is kind of a big deal because you become a teenager. You know, what age is driving in Delaware? 16?
16. Yeah.
16, old enough to drive.
You're old enough to drive. And then 18, you're old enough to vote. And get drafted. No, you can't get drafted anymore. But you can join the military if you want. And then 21, you get to have, you know, you get to drink. That's fun. But 22, 23, 24, there's 30. That just means you're closer to death.
Yep.
40 means that you're falling apart. If you don't lose a body part between 30 and 50, you're doing pretty good. So that's your future in a nutshell. Welcome to it. And nothing makes sense. So live long. Oh, happy birthday. I was just
Gesundheit. I'm pretty sure that was a sneeze.
No, I said happy birthday. That's what
No, Big Daddy.
Oh.
I saw him go through a convulsion.
Hey, you all be glad you can have those convulsions, because for me, it's a whole new experience.
I bet.
Have you ever wanted to sneeze so hard, but you don't want to sneeze because you understand, like, it's going to make your rib cage feel like
you've been kicked?
Yes.
From the inside?
Yeah, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you all be glad, Big Daddy. You sneeze all you want, man.
I have to hold in. I have a hernia. I have to hold in, actually.
Well, so do I. I've got a second one brewing. Well.
Oh, awesome.
Yippee! Yeah, tomorrow I find out. Yeah, I have a virtual visit with my doc. Yippee ki yay! Where we get to decide when we're going to go in there and evict my my intestines from trying to, you know, live with my balls.
I mean, your balls are so nice.
But yeah, I totally feel with you, Big Daddy. Like sneezing, like it's that, but also coupled with all the work they did on me. Like when I sneeze, I can't. Like mentally, I can't just like okay, just let her rip. It's no, hold on, we gotta, yeah, you gotta be careful because it like, yeah, everything's like still kind of.
I experienced that in a similar way after my eye surgeries. That I had to be careful to let it rip a certain amount so that I wasn't holding back because the pressure from holding back was bad. So yeah, like it was really scary the first couple of times that I had to sneeze after an eye surgery.
Oh yeah.
Because when you sneeze, your eyes naturally close. You can't sneeze with your eyes open. It's physically impossible.
It's physically impossible.
But to open your eyes after that sneeze and just, oh, please let me have vision in both eyes is a scary fucking thought.
Wow.
And Matt, we can't hear a word you're saying.
It's because I turned myself down because I was checking the YouTube and I didn't want the contamination.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I forgot and I started talking.
Yep. What were you saying?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It wasn't. I was just kind of adding my voice to the, normal bullshit.
I wanted to say something. I mean,
what did you want to say?
I don't know if it's a good idea to or not, but anyways, you were talking about how the algorithm found you. You know, with your TikToks today.
Yeah.
Last night I went down a really weird rabbit hole. Saw a video on it was on Reels or was it on? It was somewhere, Facebook. I don't remember. But does the word frazzle drip mean anything to you guys?
No.
Frazzle drip. Okay. Oh, it was a video of. I know what it was. It was definitely on TikTok. It was. Anyways, lady said her kid didn't want to dress up as Captain America for Halloween, and then it cuts to what her kid wanted to dress up as, and he comes in with this like red, flame-looking thing on his head, and I was like, well, man, that's sad. He doesn't want to be a Marvel character. So I went down the rabbit hole looking through the comments, and somebody said, "Oh, that's in reference to Frazzle Drip," and I'm like, "Fuck is Frazzle Drip?" And somebody also posted what what it also started from is Lady Gaga at an award ceremony or one of her concerts. She's wearing this outfit, and she's got this outfit on her head. She's this mask on her head, and it's supposed to reference some national custom or whatever. I don't know. Remember some dance. But somebody mentioned this Frazzle Drip, and then all these people jumped on this Frazzle Drip thing, and I was like, all right. So I go down this hole of what is Frazzle Drip, and it is some video of
Frazzle Drip, sometimes called Frazzled Rip, is a rumored dark web snuff film showing Hillary Clinton and longtime aide Huma Abedin sexually assaulting and murdering a young girl, drinking her blood, and taking turns wearing her skin from her face as a mask. The video was allegedly discovered on former Congressman Anthony Weiner's laptop. Weiner is Abedin's ex-husband in a folder labeled life insurance. And police officers who reportedly seen it were horrified that they were driven to suicide. Conspiracy theorists have pointed to the video, which does not actually exist. Or does it?
That's just it.
To support long-standing conspiracy theories that politicians, celebrities, and other elites sexually abuse children and consume their remains. All right, so more than likely, what had happened is this guy wanted to get this word out there. So he just said that. Did you watch the video?
No, and so many people in the feed were like, well, if there is this video, and produce this video. And everybody said, "Oh, I've seen it. I've showed it to my friends. I've showed it to my friends," and nobody could produce it. So then I was digging a little more, and what it all leads back to is YouTube's algorithm, how YouTube recommends videos, and their how it like escalates. Like, you know, you look up, I think it said do a test. If you search, what was it, Trump, then the next video is, I forget what it's something more, you know, crazy and out there. Or search Hillary. The first video is just like, oh, you know, okay, it's a standard, you know, Hillary speech, whatever. And then the next one, it goes to something really crazy. And like I said, you said algorithm, and my brain like ran back to that. I was like, yeah, you guys would probably like, if you go down the rabbit hole of how how sites, how their algorithm is programmed to select and, you know, recommend, you know, videos for people. I was sitting there just reading this, and like, and then it was an hour later, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
No, yeah, the algorithm's a real thing, and it does target you, and it will make you insane. It'll show you more and more insane content that it thinks you're gonna gravitate to. And that's what it's there to.
Very specifically points to why people get sucked into QAnon. And
well, yeah,
QAnon
was mentioned, and on this, that, and the other thing, and I was like, okay, I've got to stop watching this shit right now. So I was like, that off and go to bed. You know, like I was like, okay, I'm done. Whew. You know, scared the crap out of me. I was like, I don't want to get drawn into all that crap stuff.
Well, you know what? This is what I would say to my closing statement is going to be, you know, don't participate. Just don't participate. You know, when you gotta start to monitor. Is this, you know, do things make sense, or just turn it the fuck off? Don't search things on YouTube. Unplug.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing you have to watch on YouTube is the Media Virus podcast, and that's it. We're going to tell you everything you need to know for the week.
We curate the nonsense for you.
That's right. We're going to show you the best TikToks that are out there. We're going to bring the best news stories that are out there, and we're going to talk about them. You don't need to watch another fucking thing. Just my opinion is the one that matters. Okay, just empty out all of your opinions and take mine, and then we'll both be right. It's very simple. You know
Big Daddy's gonna give us, you know, just the tips over and over again, and eventually he'll give us the whole thing.
Well, just the.
But for now, it's just the tip.
Just for now, it's just the tip.
Sir, I've been holding out
so, guys,
for a while.
Go take a look at the Just for Tips. The next one does drop tomorrow. That's now. Is that going to be a weekly event, or is that going to be a monthly event? It's a weekly event.
Coming out weekly on Thursdays.
So it's Thursdays, Just the Tips. Fridays, A block. Saturdays, B block. Sundays, C block. So we still need to fill Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yep.
So anybody got any ideas? We don't. So
and I have the full first season scheduled already. The first 12 Just the Tips are all scheduled out and ready to go.
That's very exciting.
That's 6 months strong.
A couple months, yeah. What are we, 24? Yeah, absolutely. So that's you know, and as you know, if you're a fan of the show and you know the show, it's a trip down memory lane. You know, you can just listen to Just the Tips all by itself. You don't have to listen to the rest.
You got to review the tips. That's the thing. That's the thing about the tips. You can't just hear it one time. You got to go back and listen again, because I'm sure there's shit that you forgot about.
It's true. It's true, and it's all pertinent information to your life.
Yep.
So I mean, you can. What's Big Daddy's email address?
JTT
at themediavirus.com or PML at themediavirus.com, Pete at mediavirus.com, or Maddie at mediavirus.com. We'll get that email. You can just go to themediavirus.com. You can check us out. Everything that we post winds up there, either first or, you know, after. This will wind up there. The audio productions will wind up there. So it's we keep talking about starting a blog, but we're all just dumb and lazy. With that, when I say we're all, I just mean all four of the people sitting in my chair.
It is. What's there is in the format of a blog. All you have to do is follow it. So,
absolutely.
I mean, anything that comes up in it that's not specifically the show is technically a blog post. So,
so anytime you come across the Media Virus, make sure you make sure you subscribe to whatever thing that is. Make sure that you share it up to your friends. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell strangers on the bus, please, about the Media Virus podcast. And we'll catch you next week. Did I miss anything, Mike?
No, just a reminder to, like you said, go over to themediavirus.com. Give us a call, 1-646-VIRUS-01, and we'll be with you next week right here at the Media Virus Podcast.
Now, is that a chicken burrito, steak burrito, or the standard horse meat burrito?
Another fantastic show.
Cool. We clear?